Okay, apologies as always for the cryptic message that's to follow, but tapping into this month, I asked to get a feel for the pulse of the world, right? And see if there was anything going on that I was able to connect to. And so here comes the cryptic stuff. So I got pulled to, I had these two energetic cords that were being pulled right from the like Ohio area to the Great Lakes, and we're trying to get to Canada but couldn't, and it was going through the Great Lakes, and it kept doing this, like the energy was trying to connect into Canada but it wasn't able to, and so it just kept doing this over and over. And then I'd see this almost, it looked like the energy would then go above ground and through the air, and it could connect. It almost created this bridge, but it couldn't connect through. And so a literal translation of this for me was, we can't go through Canada, but we can go over Canada. And so that's what kept coming. And then as soon as I got that, the scenery changed, right? And so then I got pulled down into the earth, and it was almost as if the soul of the earth was going through a physical or a checkup, and the soul of the earth was this little child, and it was a little child that was very sick. Just right now, this it was sick as in like lethargic sick, like when a child gets sick and all they want to do is lay on the couch and be cuddled and snuggled and whatever. And so I'm working through this and asking, what's the meaning, why am I saying this? And I start to get connected back into Canada, and through Canada. Okay, so for when I see the child, it's saying it's a time to slow down, right? So this is the message. It's a time to slow down, as if the child, you have a child that's sick. What do they need? They just need rest. They just need to slow down. They need to kind of recollect themselves. And so I was getting that this was the energy within the world right now, that basically the world was sick, and so us being just the exact kind of replica of the earth, and our energies, the earth energy, and vice versa. What the earth was experiencing is what we're experiencing. And so I got the message over and over that it's time to slow down, it's time to take the break, it's time to go within, and time to give ourselves this break, this kind of detachment from the world. So almost as if when you're going, and you don't stop going, and then you get sick, because that's the only way your body can slow you down. So that's what's happening with the world right now, and that's the message for the people of the world right now. And so I'm getting now pulled back to Canada, and I pick up a newspaper to see like what the time frame we're working within here is. I see July 2017, which was actually coming before I sat down in the reading. And what I was picking up then from this, for whatever reason, and I tried my hardest to boil this down, but they were saying that Canada would be the first, and the first one to show signs of basically not slowing down. And the only thing I could riddle or get from this riddle was that it seemed, and I was being pulled everywhere. The only thing I could really fathom was that there's so much quote unquote chaos going on right now that is basically stopping people in their tracks all over the world, that people are literally detaching from like this reality, because it's almost unreal what's happening in a lot of these places. Yet for whatever reason, I got this, like Canada was somehow like unaffected in a way, and I have no clue what the atmosphere of Canada is right now, but it almost felt like Canada was in their own kind of protected bubble, yet because of this, they weren't feeling the intensity and the constant going that's happening everywhere else in a lot of these other places in the world. And so what I was getting was that if like Canada would be the place where we would see an outbreak happen, like if, and it seemed like from now till a year from now this would be what transpired. And they started showing me Canada almost in this like hermetically sealed bubble and everybody was wearing these gas masks. And so right, let's just go totally kind of off the deep end here, but as if there wasn't it was just Canada was like this linchpin or this domino in it, like they would be the first to feel this for whatever reason and show that there was a potential of this happening. I don't even know if I want to post this. This is kind of crazy, right? So it was because it was very, it's felt, I mean, a year off, so there's tons of potential for change. And then the fact that this was almost like a warning or a precursor, you know, the whole doctor and the preventative type of a situation. And we're on a path right now where everything that's happening in the world around us could be a signal to pull back and almost take that reality check and stop us in our tracks and go, whoa, what's happening? So we can all kind of come back to homeostasis or this balance within ourselves and really get this reality check of what's going on. And this in itself grounds us into a very present and aware of what's going on situation. Just the fact that we would pull back from this continued cycle of a pattern or this moving or what's that word I'm looking for? You're going so fast that you almost aren't engaging with anything around you and you're kind of spinning your wheels towards something. So what's happening in the earth energy right now is earth is getting to us to pull and ground back, and it's doing this by this kind of chaos that we're all in. And so for whatever reason, Canada seemed to be like the energy in the beginning couldn't get to Canada, and I think that was just like we can't go through Canada. There was something with it that that they can, I don't know, they continue on, or the energy continues there. And so a signal that we had not been able to adequately ground our intention back into the earth would be Canada seemed to be the first place this would happen, where it's almost like a big outbreak of something would happen. That's a year off, sorry, it's cryptic and all that jazz, but that's what came through and I have to say it. So there it is. Okay, so now we're going to do a reading for July. See what the energy of July holds. Okay. And so intentionally trying to see what we are going to engage with this July. Okay, here we go. So what is earth energy? Prudence. So this is about the self-expression mixed with our intuition. And so this is self-expression is how we walk through life, right? It's how we express ourselves. And then through the intuition and prudence. So that's interesting. So if this is the earth energy, it's about that's almost in complete contrast so far to what I just said. So let me wrap my head around that. So for this July, prudence. So it's your intuitive sense connecting to how you express yourself. Okay, so I mean, the only thing I can glean from this is I'm, again, back to, and I usually don't connect these two readings, so let me see if I need to detach from that, but it's almost as if everybody's feeling some. I mean, the tension that's scattered all across our world right now is just so interesting, and there's so much going on, and everybody is instinctually being pulled, whether you're in an engagement mode with all of the different financial things and race related things and politics and all of these things that are kind of happening and creating a lot of this kind of chaotic energy around us. So I feel like intuitively everybody has a deeper seated feeling about this, and then there's a way that we are then being called to act on this, whether it's inciting something within you that feels very resonant and strong, and that would be the intuition, and then it's asking you to then express that through how you act. And this isn't vocal, this isn't saying you need to go stand on a platform and speak your truth here. This is about living in the energy of what you're feeling. And so this is the energy that the earth is bringing us. It's about prudence, and prudence to me is the person who's got their head down doing the work and does it, and it's the steadfast. It's like the slow moving cargo train, right? Having prudence, you just kind of keep going along. It's what's that train, I think I can, right? And so it's the thinking and then the doing, which is the prudence here. So this is what the earth energy is saying. And I guess, if we do relate it back to like the Canada and the beginning thing, the engagement, if you just, but see, that's interesting, because if you keep spinning your wheels and going towards what you're trying to do, that's almost in opposition to the sickness and taking the break and grounding the energy and being very aware. So maybe this is getting out of the cognitive mind and feeling into the intuitive mind and knowing that there's more within. It's not just what we're being fed through news and media and all this and the chaotic kind of indicators that are surrounding us. Maybe it's more this intuitive sense of what feels like people are starting to awaken and feel into this and have these deep instinctual knowings that change is coming. And so maybe when we do that, we do go into a more reflective phase so that then we can reconstruct what we're doing. So let me see what this heaven energy. So these are the dueling forces upon us. Okay, so that makes sense. If these are the dueling forces upon us, then what's happened? That's it. So strike all that in a way. So it is saying this is the energy that's going on right now. Earth energy is giving us this steadfast, continue on, prudence. What you think, what you intuitively think is what you're expressing and what you're doing. And so that would be the energy that is coming from the earth. This isn't the wisdom of the earth. The earth is telling us in the beginning that this is a part of the energy that is actually hurting us, because we are kind of head down focused and going and doing. And yet here comes the divine flow of energy that's saying we need to connect, and this is root chakra and solar plexus chakra. So this is all about the willpower and finding the foundation. And so it's interesting. This would be a very similar sense of energy, but now it's like the energy to get it done and to ground it into being. And so here, this is like bringing the power from the divine flow into the earth to be able to allow you to get done what you need to get done. And so these dueling forces that are kind of within and around us right now are very much so about going, doing, moving, manifesting. It's progress. From heaven it's like making the progress, and then from earth it's like the prudence, which are the same things, but the heaven energy is this fiery, get it done now, and the earth energy is this slow and steady wins the race type of an energy. And so this is the energy surrounding us right now in July. And so interestingly enough, that I think a lot of probably what's happening as a result of, not as a result of this, but as the counterbalance to this, is so much of this tension and this chaos and this these situations that are arising all over the US and all over the world, that are really making us stop in our tracks and reground and actually take notice of kind of what's surrounding us. So I'd say the dueling kind of energies here have a lot of impact on what we're feeling, and so this is, we are kind of running. It's like the hamster wheel. It's like you're running so hard right now, and the only thing the soul of the earth can do is literally stop us in our tracks, to allow us to kind of reground and take inventory of what's really going around. So the energy that's coming from the yin and yang energy that's surrounding us is all about going and doing and prudence and progress, and so I think this in itself, in relation to the first message, is causing a lot of the sickness that we're feeling. And a lot of the sickness that in turn is creating a lot of the chaos, because out of chaos comes the order and the control, right? So anytime we get into these chaotic phases, that's when actually real growth and changing, shifting potential comes. So out of the chaos and this intense energy that's we just keep going and doing, that's where the sickness of the soul of the earth is coming in, and really trying to get us to take inventory again of what's going on around us, so we can stop, ground, and get perspective on where we are, what we need to do. So let's see now what comes up. Root chakra. Okay, so artistry. So in the root chakra, we've got your passion towards the brain. So in surrounding family, right now in the month of July, it's going to be all about whatever projects, whatever things you've been thinking about, whatever's been surrounding you in your mind. You're going to have a lot of passion towards fulfilling those things. Also July, August, right? Biggest like family vacation months. So it's like the passion towards getting done that which needs to be done, but it's the artistry card. So it's all about the kind of creativity and flow that comes into play with this. So surrounding the family and the family energy and this like grounded energy this month, what's going to be, maybe even if it's not to do with the family, what's going to be anchoring this energy in for you this month, and what kind of energy are you grounded into for the rest of this month to come through, would be this passion towards getting done. And again, this goes right back up to all this energy we're all feeling and this constant need to get it all done, but this energy towards getting done those projects and the things that are sitting in your mind. So sacral chakra, so this could be either with one-on-one relationships, or again like this what you'll actually put forth and start to engage with in the field around you. So this is all about grounding your authentic self, and this is the realist card. So this is about setting forth intention. If the energy we're moving from is all about getting done those passion projects that we've started, whether it's with the family, with the house, or what's your foundation in life. So it could also be job as well, things that support you. And then here coming in next would be this realist. So it's about making sure those things in which you choose to do, because this is about present moment, and then connecting to your authentic self. So be a realist. Do only, and I'd say go right back to what the passion is. Don't write the list and write on that list all the all the things that you haven't done. Only go in and pick the things that really are passionate to you, and then start to focus your energy there. Be the realist, because the sacral chakra card is all about being able to flow and be fluid with the changes in the energy that's presenting itself. So it's about focusing on the passionate things, or those things which you're most connected to, because that's what you'll be able to bring through and finish this month. So sacral chakra is your authentic self, and here it's codependent. So don't rely, this would be, I mean, we're just going to continue building on the energy of getting things done, since all the energy, you know, divine heaven and earth here coming through, saying the energy this month is all about head down, fiery energy, get it done now. So here this is saying, okay, the authentic self. So what would inhibit you from doing this? If you try and put this on somebody else, or if you are relying on your brother-in-law to help you, or your wife to approve something, it's like you can't, whatever this is this month, it's like you can't rely on anybody else. This is you, this is your passion project. And that's too why it's like, don't just compile a list of all the things that, you know, your wife needs you to do, or this person's asking you to do. It has to be very self-driven, what you're passionately connected to. And then they're saying, don't rely on anybody else. This is all going to be you. So pick the things that you want to do and do it, and that's going to manifest. Be the realist. There's going to be the artist card is basically, it's going to all be by your creation, your passion, that it's going to get done. So the heart chakra, manifesting kindness. So let's see, this is about your voice, your self-expression, and your mind. So it's again how you do what you do, and then what you're thinking about. So this being the energy that can shift and be a block to whatever's trying to manifest here in the lower self, or in the human world, in the physical world. So this is all about getting stuff done. Again, all the energy here is about getting it done. And so everything that you need to get done this month, if you want it to successfully manifest, again, because we're going to get into the higher frequency energy and the why of it here, again, you have to make this about you, whatever you're thinking, and then it has to be your way. Don't rely on anybody else to give you direction, help you out. This has to be a very self-motivated, self-driven, project. And then when you start to do it your way, basically everything from the mind that you saw happening, everything that's in the mind, it's all going to manifest for you through your own ability to create what needs to be done, do what you need to do. It's basically all of those things aligning to allow that energy to come through. So your throat chakra is fear. And so this is about voicing. So I'd say here, let's see, how does this, how can I explain that? So the only thing I'm really being pulled to is like, it's almost as if like, are you embarrassed to say this? Are these passion projects maybe something that you've been putting off because so we're not talking, just home fixer-uppers, but maybe you want to, there's something that's been really, really moving you in this creative sense and in your creative centers, and you really have wanted to start a new art project or start a new business, or something. It's this creative, passionate side of you that's really wanting to manifest things right now. And so here in the vocal center, it's saying what could come up, what could again prevent this from happening, what could stop you in your tracks, would be the fear of, again, since you're doing this by yourself, this is a self-driven thing, you're not looking for help, you can't go to somebody else, this is all about you. So we all live with a lot of other human beings in our lives that are kind of our checks and balances. And so when that comes through, and you have to voice what you're doing, if you have any kind of fear, trepidation for speaking what you want to do or why you want to do it, this is what would stop you, because of fear of somebody putting down the idea or being negative or rejecting the idea or telling you it's not good enough or something to that effect. So it's here shadow side comes up when we need to be reminded that there's an element that we're not willing to admit. So this is just coming up to tell you that if you allow yourself to go into fear mode when having to explain this or when having to ask for permission, if that's the case for you, that also could be an inhibiting flow to getting or manifesting this in its full potential. Third eye chakra, so the perspective, evolution. So this is transformative. So this is all about your willpower, again, mixed with like your purpose. So, I mean, this is bigger than just like house repairs, although, there's a different level for all of us. But here in the perspective of this, whatever this passion project is, that's all about you and really looking to manifest right now is very much so transformative for you. It's about basically burning something down and rebuilding it, right? It's the phoenix energy. It's about having the intense drive to push through, pursue, get it done. And that happens for us, and we tend to find that drive, that ability to persist when it's aligned to our purpose. And so knowing that either this is something that is aligned directly to your purpose or what you need to be doing right now, and so to just go full steam ahead because it's going to help you kind of move to your next level in learning or awareness, or just cultivating that energy so that you can call on that really helpful energy that's, that phoenix kind of burning down and rebuilding anew, which is great. I love that, connected into this foundational card here. It's very much so about what you see in your mind, those passion projects that you see in your mind, the things that you've been creating in your mind, seeing, visualizing, playing with in the mental space. It's about those things and having this emotional energy of passion, which allows these things to start becoming tangible and manifest into your field, which then they're saying be the realist, make sure you're only doing the things that authentically connect to you in this present moment, and don't either do it for somebody else or don't ask for help, because this is all about you. Make sure that you are doing this your way, how you see it. Make sure it's your way. You're walking the walk, talking the talk, getting things done here, and to have kindness towards yourself, when you come up against the roadblocks or when your way maybe needs some tweaking, because that's the bridge that gets you through it. When somebody calls you out on it, or when you have to speak about this and it's intimidating or it's fear, it creates fear because it's new, it's something different and you have to try and convey it. Don't worry, because as long as you are doing this completely, beginning to end here, knowing that this is connected to your purpose, this is all about you having this energy right now to do this, and it's totally connected to your purpose. Speaking that truth, doesn't matter what anybody says, and as long as you don't let the fear hold you back, you will be able to manifest it. Interesting. So then crown chakra comes through with the big lesson. It says sacral chakra, again, which is back here, don't obsess over it, which to me is the counter to this. So here, the very first card, what's going to create and allow this to manifest into your physical field is what you're seeing in your mental field, being able to cultivate the passion necessary to do it, to step up to the plate and just do it. And here in crown chakra, the divine lesson is don't get obsessed over either what you're seeing or feeling. You just got to let it flow through. Don't try and figure out the details. Again, what could block you here, what could block this flow of energy from manifesting from divine to physical would be the mental center, getting too much into the mind and not doing this in a way that's authentic to you, in your way. And so what it's saying here is it's either, obsessing over it in the mental center, doing the, all the human things we do, questioning why we're going to do it, or what good it's going to be, or how it's really going to manifest, or who's going to want this if I do it. When you start to get into your mental center, even though you're feeling the passion towards it, and you start to riddle it away in that mental field, so that could completely take this chain away, this beautiful, it seems like, manifesting chain. Also, it could be that if you start obsessing over, getting really obsessive into those emotional feelings in it, and then go too much that way, and then start to ignore some of the tangible left brain stuff that's actually going to help you manifest this. So it's about being balanced, allowing the flow to come through in its natural way. So, and then if we go back to the earth and the sky here, the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, it's very much so about put your head down, do the work, and you have the energy coming through in this present moment, in this foundation, that's supporting you, even family. So it's about progress, it's about prudence. But then again, watch out for if we go back to the world energy, from this July to next July, it's saying, and maybe it's saying, hey, get this done now and then check back in, but don't get too swept away don't get too carried away and not be grounded into the present moment, because what's surrounding us, what energy is surrounding us right now, is a reflection of what's going on in our earth space. So earth-sized situations and problems and things that are happening are a reflection of the earth's energy. And so, and again, nothing's good, nothing's bad here, it just is. And so if we can understand that we need to slow down, take time, reground ourselves into our authenticity, because this is what the earth energy is calling on us to do, this sick little child thing. We all need to just slow down, take a break, catch ourselves, catch our breath. It's about coming home and taking time out to heal ourselves, which will in turn ground us and then heal the earth energy. But don't get carried away is what I feel from that. So with light and love, enjoy July.